Okay. All right. Oh, I've set this thing up so many times and I'm getting so irritated with this thing. These are some nasty dark circles, girl. I need some moisture in my life. These are some dark eyes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. Somebody called me and they said that their passport got denied and they didn't know why. They based it on their Moorish appellation. They've learned all these words that the Moors have taught them, and they are running into problem after problem after problem after problem, and it seems like this information is not working, but it seems like other things do work. The Moors taught you how to work in the corporate world. They did not teach you how to be a soul individual who is free of this materialistic world. And not that you don't have any materials and you got to be poor and not have a proper home and all the other stuff. This was your world long before these fools came down here. No matter what it is they do, you have a right to take a part of it and enjoy it for yourself, no matter what it is. Now, you really, really do have to truly comprehend the difference between your soul and your vessel, like this thing that you walk around in. Because if you don't know the distinction, you're not going to get to a proper place. You're not going to comprehend. If you don't read the United States Code, the U.S. Code, the United States Code is the book of rules. And if you do not read it, you're not going to know the rules. Nobody's teaching you the rules because let's just say that the United States is a big old pyramid, right? So the pyramid, like all pyramids, have 4 sides, okay? And let's say the base of it is a fucking Monopoly board. You are starting to play Monopoly and you don't know the rules. You've never read them. I look like a fucking raccoon. Anyway, you don't know the rules. You've never read them. Without reading the rules, how are you going to effectively play the game, let alone win? Now, you think, well, I don't have to play this fucking game. You're inside of the pyramid no matter what. You're in there no matter what. You think you're outside of the pyramid? You think you're at the top of the pyramid? You're not. You're not. You have to read the rules. So many people are telling me, oh, I don't have time for that. Oh, my life is so busy and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's because they've got you on the rat wheel and you're just running like a hamster. So if you want that to be your life, then keep going to parties, keep going to dress up, keep going to spend your money, keep doing all the things that you're doing. Keep it. If you want to get off of the rat wheel in life, stop participating. Well, my friend is going to do, your friend lives in the fucking material world. I've got some friends that live in the material world. They doing some dumb shit. We'll go out and spend time together, and then I'll find myself shutting the shit that they open up down. I'm like, oh, no, we're not doing that. Oh, no. Oh, you brought this group of people over here to talk to us. You know, we're not single, right? Well, some of us are single. Okay, some of us are single. All right, that's fine. You brought these group of people over here, and they don't comprehend. So now I have to make them comprehend. I'm not going to make you look bad, but they're not invited to the party. Because you're participating in unnatural shit and you think that it's cool and it's fun. I have to shut those people down. I'm not going to not be their friend because a few years ago I was doing the same damn thing they were doing. But I've learned better. So now I'm like, no, that can't take place. So you have to make the choice. Which world do you want to live in? Which beast inside of yourself do you choose to feed? You want to feed the one that's humble, loving, and kind, or do you want to feed that other one that needs a whole lot of drama and bullshit and chaos? Drama, bullshit, and chaos is entertaining, but when you're done being entertained, What do you want your reality to be? I don't want my reality to be I got to keep going and punching somebody's time clock and letting them throw that fucking whip on my back. I don't want that reality. I don't want the reality is I got to come back here and got to figure out how to pay all these goddamn bills when that fucking check wasn't big enough. But I can't stretch out any more time of my life because then all the stuff that is responsible or that I need to be responsible for won't get accomplished. So you have to make a choice. And either you're going to choose to stay on the rat race, stay on the wheel, or you're going to choose to get off. And a lot of people don't really comprehend what that truly means. Lessen your output of income. Retain your time. Stop putting bad products into your body. Everything that they have put on the grocery store shelves is not food. A lot of it is byproduct. It is meant to fill your body with crap that forces your organs to slow down and eventually stop working. It's poison. It's not food. It's filler. So they're filling you up with crap. You're like a stuffed animal. You're a teddy bear. Some of y'all look like teddy bears. Some of y'all squeeze like teddy bears. So anyway, back to this documentation. He said my documentation's not right. These people are bullshitting me. Those people weren't bullshitting him. They were technically correct. You are not a Moor. You did not come from Morocco. People don't know why. They don't know how because they didn't read the information. The House of Saud fell when Trump took office. They were dethroned and beheaded. The Treaty of Morocco is their treaty. They negotiated it. That family, how many ever years ago, when it took control, and it has been in control for probably a long time. I'm not even going to say how long. A long time. When that family took control and they started giving out the rules of how you're going to behave and this thing and that thing, they put themselves at the top. They don't belong there. They just placed themselves there. So, how many of these House of Saud Middle Eastern people are your friends? I don't mean acquaintances. I don't mean people that you speak to. I mean people that you commune with, people that you eat with, people that you share your time with. And they ain't going to church. Ain't nobody going to temple because they know it's bullshit. But what they do know is they worship money. They all got some money. Your ass ain't got no money. You out here struggling. You wondering why you struggling, why you don't have any money. Because you're not them. Because they take care of them. Now, I know for a fact that they take care of them because my sister looked like one of them. She was working her little job on a little sidewalk at her little booth. And they passed by her and they said, tell us your family name. We will find your family for you. Within 10 minutes, I think it was literally about 7 minutes, she was speaking to her aunt that she had never met. 2 days later, her dad called her. She never talked to this man before ever in her life. My mom left him when she was pregnant. He went out of town, she left, she came home. She never saw that man again, ever. She never had words with him again, ever. In 7 minutes, my sister was talking to her aunt. So these people take care of their people. Because as soon as my sister met him, he was like, no. You come here. You go to school. I don't approve of you doing this. I don't approve of you doing that. This bitch was already 28 years old. He was like, I don't care. You're my child. You're going to follow these rules. We're going to teach you to be who you are. And it's like, no. You're teaching her that you're going to rule over her. She is Egyptian. You cannot rule over an Egyptian woman. So anyway, if they didn't pull you to the side like that, you're not one of theirs. And she took her ass over there. She goes and she spends time with them on a regular. They let her know all the time they hate black people. You've been fucking on this black woman and you done fathered a black woman, and you're sitting up here in her face telling her that you hate black people. So she first told me, hey, I want you to go with me and meet my family. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go. And then she came home and she was like, I don't want you to go because they racist. And I was like, oh, well, I love my auntie and this and this and that. Bitch, how the fuck you gonna love somebody that don't love all of you? They are teaching our melanated people to be very, very fucking confused over here. Either you got these fucking African fucking hoodoo bloodlines, because it's not voodoo. You got these African hoodoo bloodlines over here telling everybody that you're black. And they're telling, oh, no, I'm Nigerian. I am this, I am that. I'm Ethiopian. I'm this, I'm that. They'll tell you who the fuck they are. But they're going to tell you, oh, you're black. Aren't you black? You're black. No, motherfucker, I'm not black. I have a treaty the same as you have a treaty. Only my treaty is bigger than yours. Y'all been hiding it from me. Okay, so this guy who decided that he was going to follow the Moorish information and not read for himself was told that his passport was not going to be issued to him in the way that he requested. So that Moorish information did not pan out for him. And I keep telling people that you have to read. So also I'm going to tell you that your very, very first step on anything is to get an affidavit of ownership. And you have to lay claim to your birth certificate. Then you have to find the corporation that has been running behind your birth certificate. And you need to put that information as a proof of existence. You have to attach it and and submit it along with your birth certificate to the county record, because you're going to say, this is proof of existence that there is a corporation formed around my birth certificate. Then you're going to put in a notice of claim. A notice of claim says, hey, these motherfuckers who thought they was running this corporation around my birth certificate are not going to be doing that anymore. I am running it. I'm firing all those people, and I am now running the corporation that runs around my birth certificate. Now, when you do all of that and a couple of other things, I'm not going to tell you because you need to read, you submit that into the county record. When you submit that into the county record, they will give you back a piece of paper with a sticker on it, and the sticker has some numbers. One of those numbers is very, very important to you, to your processing of paperwork. You need to take that number and it needs to be attached to some other different types of paperwork. So, you've claimed the birth certificate, you've fired the people, you've let them know that it is for all legal and lawful obligations and obligations, protections, and securities. Once you give them all that information, then they're going to give you back that piece of paper with that sticker on it on top of your packet. You need that sticker's information because that sticker also says your name. It should be only your first name. If you have a whole name on that sticker, you have recorded a corporation. If you have only one name, or maybe it's your first and your middle name, I'm not sure. I only have a first name and a last name. So people with a middle name, I can't really tell you how it's going to come back to you. Anyway, you take this blasted information and you need to go get that name that is on that sticker is the name that you need to change your name to. Now, once you change your name, then you're going to come back to the county record and you're going to amend the county record and you're going to submit a application for mortgage trustee. That's your trustee. You are only going to be capital letter, all lowercase letters. That one name, or that first and middle name, I'm not sure. You're going to be that name, no last name. So, you're that name, no last name. Now you have returned to a soul entity. That's when you're supposed to get the EIN and say, hey, this EIN is under this soul, this one. Register this soul, this entity to this sole proprietorship to that name. Now, once you change all your information in the system and you say, hey, I am this person throughout the system everywhere, then they're going to be like, oh, you're that person throughout the system everywhere. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're going to have to adjust some things. Now, when you put in that application for mortgage trustee to that amended and you now newly resubmit all that information, good for you. Because now they're going to approve your trusteeship. That means you have to go back now again and say, okay, I need to be the receiver on my accounts. These people are all getting fired. And if you're still going through open court sessions, now when you walk into court, you are going to be recognized as long as you know how to use the judicial information to say that, hey, you must recognize me. It's called that saying, hey, I'm requesting foreign court jurisdiction. That's when you can request foreign court jurisdiction recognition. When they recognize you and they're not allowed to not recognize you. When they recognize you, then the ball is in your court as long as you know the court rules. Once you just start saying some bullshit and you don't know the court rules, then that's when you've just returned yourself to a corporation. Every time you default and don't know how to do a thing, you are a fool. Most of these people are going to be fools many times over before you are proven to be competent. I don't mind looking like a fool as long as I'm doing my paperwork and I'm not going to stop. Because I will be competent by the time it's over. Completely competent. I am competent enough to know now that you can't fuck with me. Under no circumstances, you can't fuck with me. It's been tried and tested so many different times. So, for all of you people that are listening to Moorish information, please believe that you must read the United States Code and your state revised statutes in order to accomplish this recording properly, this registration properly, this claim properly, in order to enforce all obligations properly. If you don't read that book, you might as well keep getting that whip going across your back. Keep going and punching that time clock. Just keep doing it. Because nobody can help you. You have to know when you walk down the street on your own that if anybody approaches you in the wrong manner, you know exactly how to deal with that ass. Do you know the scariest thing that I've said to people? I will file a standard form 95 and put your name on it. What is your name? What is your name? That is the most terrifying shit that these people can hear. So, all of you lazy people who look similar to what I look like, help yourselves because nobody else will. You can hire all the lawyers. They are already obligated to not do a proper and thorough job. The law is this big. They work with this much information in order to free you from your situation. And if this information don't stretch far enough, if you don't verbalize what you want that attorney to do, he's not going to do a damn thing for you and you're going to jail. You're going to pay them fines. Or do you want the law to be this big for you? Do you want to have every range and aspect of the law to work for you? You must read the United States Code, because no one is going to save and or protect you. No one can. They're obligated not to. When they start telling you that just go ahead and pay these fees and whatever, and they're going to represent you, they're really giving you a 75% lie. They're giving you a 75% lie. All right, so I know I repeat a lot of stuff, and I'm tired of doing that. So you're going to have to read the United States Code. And for you Moors that think, okay, I'm just going to get my passport now. Some people have already tried it, probably just like he has. You're not finding correct information because you're trying to use Moorish information and force it to work. Start with the naked information that you had, which was a birth certificate. That was all you had in the beginning. That was your very first form of documentation. Claim the thing. Put ownership on it. Put your obligations, put the obligations that you have, your lease, your mortgage, your car lease, your apartment lease, whatever that is, whatever big payment systems that you have found yourself into. Put that shit on the record. Go say, hey, I own all of this. Because you do. And either you're going to claim it or they're going to claim it. They've already claimed you. They said that you are a United States domestic asset. And they will work you like an enterprise, all that you allow. I've been fortunate. I made a lot of decisions just off the top. Just, no, I'm not going to participate with that. When I was young and dumb and went to the military, when they said, hey, go ahead and sign up for the blood drive. And they came and they gave their speeches and they stood there and they gave all these damn reasons why you needed to give money to, or give blood to the drive. And this guy told this story about how his wife had lost 3 kids and how their blood wasn't compatible and how they kept trying. And finally somebody donated blood, and that blood was the best thing that could have happened to them because now they have these wonderful children. When he finished giving that speech and everybody was signing up for the drive and I didn't sign up for the drive, he was like, how come you didn't sign it? And I said, well, my blood belongs to my body and it's sufficient for my body. Your blood belongs to your body and it's sufficient for your body. And anybody that has problems and that blood doesn't work, it wasn't meant to work. Now, as cold-hearted as that seemed, is like I was saying, well, fuck your babies and fuck your wife and I don't give a shit about your outcome. And that's really what it sounded like. But the reality is, my blood belongs to my body. Your blood belongs to your body. And if it ain't working out for you, then you need to figure out a better situation. But I'm not going to give you my blood. Hell, that's how y'all got on this earth in the first place. I'm not going to keep you here when you're trying to annihilate my race. So that was one decision. The next decision later on was simply, I had a job, I was making a lot of money, and everybody was like, oh, you need to incorporate. And I was like, why would I incorporate? Well, because then you want to isolate yourself so that you don't get any suings or blah, 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 blah that could happen to you as you run your business. That you could be obligated to all this stuff. Otherwise, you'll be protected and you won't get hit with the brunt. And I said, oh, okay, well, that sounds kind of nice and everything. I said, but you're also obligated to corporate laws. They didn't think I was coming back with that one. Now, at the time, I didn't know what corporate law was. I said, but I don't know what the corporate law is, and I don't want to be obligated to uphold a thing that I don't know anything about. I did not know that that was the most intelligent thing that I could have said. I just simply said, well, since I have ignorance in it and I don't know that, I'm not going to play in that arena because I am not thoroughly versed in all of the intricacies of that process. That was the most intelligent thing that I could have said. Because all of the people who have incorporated themselves, I have read that they are obligated. And I think it's like a 20-year block of time at a time. So you make a decision and you cannot unmake it for 20 years. Well, what the fuck is going to happen in that 20 years? 9 times out of 10, in that 20 years time, you are going to become more obligated and more obligated and more obligated and more obligated. Because as we go through each day, we adopt a new deal, we adopt a new mannerism, we adopt a new relationship, we adopt a new. And every time something is new, it comes in with a new set of rules and obligations. So by the time your 20 years is up, you're going to be more thoroughly obligated. And then it will be very, very inconvenient for you to try to stop that obligation. And there are other things that come along with that obligation. A lot of people don't realize that once you literally say, okay, I'm going to participate in the United States, then you start making decisions that get you more deeply embedded in the United States. So now those things have memberships and rules and attachments. So that 20-year obligation just got extended by another 15 years. So this is the reason why I have said that I accidentally made the best choices and decisions that I could have made. So anyway, now that I'm not obligated, and I've been making those decisions to not participate, like 34 times I could have gotten married. Have you ever read the back of a marriage license? It says that everything produced inside of that marriage, everything acquired inside of that marriage, belongs to the government. It does not belong to you. Those are not your children. Those are government children. So there are a lot of things that you get obligated into. And then you have to undo all of that obligation. Read the United States Code. Read it according to your specifics. You have contracts that you need to understand what they are. You have memberships to things that you need to understand what they are. You need to know when they say insurance in the world is a scam, you need to know why they say insurance is a scam. So if you read all of that information based on business and insurance and contract and corporation, you will comprehend why insurance is a scam. Okay, so let's go beyond that point and let's say you'll know why you are considered to be a corporation. You'll know that you have to take certain steps in order to be considered to be foreign. Like even with that one name, I'm not foreign. I am still domestic. So I am a United States corporation still. Only I'm not, because I'm Egyptian and the laws say that I cannot be ever under any circumstances. But they are holding a trust. So all of the Moors that are telling you, oh, don't worry about that shit, there ain't no real money in there, they're bullshit. There is real money in there. That is how the system operates. You're going to take back your portion of the money that the system is operating on so that you can operate on that money. So many things. I really want to give you a plethora of information, but really, it's so very intricate. I cannot give you all of that information. It would be impossible, and I would be leading you astray if I told you that I was capable of doing that. Please do not call me. So for those people that have called you or called me asking for representation, please do not call me asking for representation. I am not going to represent you because I am not a legal professional. I will not give you representation. You're calling me, asking me to fly across the country and go to court with you? I am not flying across the country to go to court with you. I might fly across the country to go to a celebration. I'm not going to court with you. I really am not going to go to court with you when you don't know what the court rules are. You don't know how to behave in court. And you want to go in there and tell them all the more information you know, and you want to scream and yell at them. I'm not going there to support you with that bullshit. I am not going in there when you just want to cower because you don't really know what to say and you don't want to offend anybody. I'm not going to court with you. People that call me and ask me for information and want to argue with me and tell me that I'm not correct, don't call me. Because if you read these rules, you wouldn't be arguing with me. I have been in chat forums where there are attorneys present. They don't argue with me. They stop talking. They try to switch the subject matter. They damn sure don't want me to look them up and find out their names. The one IRS agent bitch that tried to fucking come at me, I just reminded that bitch of all the laws and that her company was actually shut the fuck down. And that she was actually obligated to the punishments, and I was not, while she was threatening to ship me off to Egypt. Bitch, I'm not going to that corporate concept. I am staying right here in the heartland, the motherland of Egypt. You're not sending me over there with those motherfucking Moroccans, Middle Easterners that hate the original woman. No, those fucking reptiles. What the fuck? People say, oh, well, how was it growing up there? Growing up here has been wonderful all of my life. The only problems that I have are from Freemason whores. So, and that's really true. And it don't matter if they're male or female. They're all whores because Freemasonry forces you to go give up your asshole. So, anyway, I don't have problems, and I'm trying to help other Egyptians not have problems. But the information that you're listening to from Moors is wrong. Moors are still telling you, hey, you need a man. You need to get married. You need to have this relationship. Let me tell you what having a relationship and having a man does. It forces you to choose between communing with the mother and accepting a penis. I would rather commune with the mother. I don't need a goddamn penis. A penis has filled my life with obligation and given me very, very, very little, never significant in return. Never significant. But prior to the penis invasion of the planet, women was down here swimming in the lakes, sleeping under the stars, having a wonderful life, uninterrupted by bad weather. So don't say, hey, we everybody don't want to sleep under the stars. There was no bad weather and there was no possibilities of rapes before the invasion of Earth. So, if you were just free and just happy and loving life because all you had to do is be down here and learn to be in your physical form, and the only harshness that you fucking ran into is, oh, you fell down and scraped some shit. And I'm just exaggerating on that. I don't even know. But you weren't getting raped and you weren't obligated to put up with some bullshit where some motherfucker was driving you crazy because he was asking you to be this great, wonderful thing to him and he was giving you some bullshit. Nobody was telling you that you weren't good enough and that you didn't have an adequate amount of anything. because you had everything. People are not realizing the difference between the material world and the non-material world. Yes, you're on the planet, you're on the world, but why are you living in the world? When you're in the world and when you're of the world, you need the world to pat you on the head and tell you that you've been a good girl and they all approve of you. I don't need a pat. Almost nobody approves of me. But I know I'm a wonderful person. I know I do some kind things. And I also know that sometimes I am absolute and swift and cruel. But that generally happens after there's been some bullshit that just refused to dislodge itself from my space and time. So, what we all need is to know and comprehend ourselves better. And we need to know what the system is, because when you know what the system is, then you realize everything that's outside of the system. But you don't know what everything outside of the system is because you don't know what's not the system. So therefore, you have to read the rules on the system. And I did give you some tidbits of information. I hope you look those things up. I really hope you do. And it disappoints me greatly, that I'm out here fighting for women. And I know women listen to these videos, but almost no women contact me. But men will contact me all the time. And I give them the information. I do. But really, for real, I'm a woman. My struggles are women's struggles. I would hope that when this is done, I am hoping to inspire women to stand up for themselves, by themselves. Yeah, have the family and the friends, have everybody you need. But know that the mother is everything. And when you meditate, she gives it all to you. Everything. There is nothing that she will not give to you, because you are hers. And she wants you, just like you want your children to have everything, she wants you to have everything. So these males can keep trying and struggling through and doing everything that they are hoping and wanting to do. But Noble Drew Ali, for all of you people that want to worship him, Noble Drew Ali said, she must wake. So when you're standing around trying to get along with a penis and trying to make him happy and trying to keep him with you, that's where you're worshiping. Wherever you're putting the most thought in, that's where you're worshiping. You don't just worship when you get up and go to that building that you call a church. That building that you call a church has never given you the information that I am giving to you. That building that is called the church is teaching you to pray outside of yourself. They're not teaching you to go within. That building that you call a church is some bullshit. There's a reason why there's a man standing in the pulpit. Because he's trying to get you to submit. He's telling you, go ahead, sister, come on over. We're going to introduce you to some of these deacons, sister. Come on in here. We're going to get you married. We're going to make you lose that back fluid, that spinal fluid. You don't need that because you don't need to connect to the mother. You don't need that spinal fluid. Go ahead, have some sex, release and lose that spiritual fluid. Lose it through sex. Just go ahead and give it away. Give it away now. Never connect to the mother, because as long as you don't connect to the mother, you're down here worshiping a penis. And we want to keep you down here worshiping a penis. We don't never want you to have no freedom and no real love. So I'm hoping at some point that some of these people who are contacting me are women who are not IRS agents. Because y'all done sealed y'all fate. Y'all work for the man. Some of y'all are actual fucking Eastern Stars. A lot of you are. Because the IRS is only choosing certain participants. So we know that you participants are down there participating. We know that you ones that like to keep the secrets, you're keeping secrets because you're participating. Because real women will get in their little circles and they'll talk shit. I know, because I grew up listening to old women, real women. They went through their hardships in life and then they start telling you the truth. When they standing around telling you the truth and their husband walk in the door and they get quiet and they get sweet and they speak to him and they with that motherfucker walk out the door and they turn around and they tell you, yeah, that old motherfucker. Let me tell you about that old motherfucker. And you know, a lot of women will tell you about that old motherfucker. I loved listening to those women talk about that old motherfucker. So when I was young and I was dumb, my dumbness lasted for a very short time. Once I realized that this young dumb motherfucker knew that I was loving him and he wasn't trying to treat me right, I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's what the old lady said already. It's not a characteristic of one treating you bad because he's a crazy fool. That's the tutelage that they all get taught. That's the reason why they got you fucking clicked in the head and shit. They're fucking with you. And they're telling you, oh, well, no, I'm just doing this because you ain't acting right. Well, shit, nigga, I was acting right all the time you was chasing this pussy down. And I wasn't doing a damn thing different than what I'm doing right now. That was all acting right. How in the fuck am I not acting right now? And they punishing you. And you are running around punishing yourself because you're like, well, how do I act better? What do I need to do? Let me make my booty a little bit higher. Well, let me boost up my titties some. Well, let me learn, watch some videos on how to suck a dick. Well, let me go to invite another bitch in here so I can let him fuck her too. What else do I gotta do? Because I just want him to stay. But bitch, he's not staying. He's running around all over you. What are you doing other than driving yourself crazy? Stop driving yourself crazy. Stop it. And I tell you this because I have gone through these problems. Shit, I just let a problem walk out the door on me and I ain't said shit. What am I going to say? It's a problem. I wasn't happy anyway. He wasn't happy. He in here he's unhappy because he's trying to force me to submit. Nigga, I'm not a submittal bitch. You knew that when you met me. You thought you met a challenge. You didn't meet a challenge. You met a real bitch. Shit, I'm not playing a game and just pretending some shit until you act right. No, motherfucker, this is who I am. You can't change me. I am of the original. I'm not gonna change for you. Shit, you're a byproduct of somebody that looks like my body. Why in the fuck am I gonna submit to a child? Anyway, I'm really hoping that these women out here, you mothers, you life givers, I am really hoping that some of you who are struggling, who are going through it, who are saying, fuck, these bills ain't coming together. Shit, I'm tired of this life whooping my ass. Hell, somebody put out a TikTok. Hell, I'm not that strong. I don't know who in the hell told God I was this strong. Take some of these battles from me. I'm not this strong. I can't take all these battles. I am telling you that you, melanated woman, some of y'all, not all of y'all, are the God. You are of the original. Give to yourself. Give yourself 20 minutes a day where you just sit down in silence and relax and calm your nerves. Focus on your breathing and allow yourself to learn to connect to the mother. When you are of her, she literally will speak to you. I don't know how long it takes because I've been playing with my energies since I was 11 years old. I am damn near 50. And all of the years that I was playing with that energy, I didn't have a proper breathing technique. When I learned the proper breathing technique, I was connecting. I didn't know why and how. And then, for all of you people who have to blow your nose all of the time, I realized that I needed to clean out my sinus passage. I cleaned out one half, only one. I literally, on my next meditation, levitated. I am not bullshitting. Any of you doubters, please start focusing on your breath. Feel it come into your body, move around, go up your spine in your brain, move it around, and push it out your mouth. In through your nose, down, not into your lungs, but into your belly. Focus on that. It's very difficult to not breathe into your lungs when you are 30 years old and you've never been trained to breathe otherwise. Breathe into your belly. Bring it all the way down into your belly. Circle that shit around. Bring it up your back, up your spine, all the way up through your neck and into your brain. Circle that shit around. Circle it around, circle it around. Blow it out through your mouth. In through your nose, all the way down into your belly. Now, once you keep practicing that and you keep building that energy, I don't know how long it's going to take because I've been doing it since I was 11. When I was taught that breathing technique, I was taught that breathing technique, and then I cleaned out my sinus passage. Only half of it, mind you. Some horrible stuff comes out of there too. When that stuff came out of my sinus passage, I found myself wanting to go and sit down and meditate. When I sat down and meditated, I literally was floating. So, I'm believing there was some God power in there. I literally heard her voice. It's not an overwhelming thing. It all doesn't happen at one time. One thing happens. When I started levitating, I literally was really scared. I started grabbing and holding onto the furniture so I would not continue to levitate. And I got in the shower because I was warm. You get this warm, glowy feeling in your soul. They literally keep saying that we are the phoenixes and we are the ones who rise. We are the ones who burst into flame anew. I am really believing that at some point that is an actuality. I don't think that it is an illustration. I don't think that's an illustration of the feeling. I believe that's an actuality of the physicality. Because I would have never thought in a million years I would be levitating. I would have never thought that. So, women, you are goddesses. Please learn that. They say cover your head and all that other stuff. Why would you cover where your nourishment from the sun comes in? Why would you do that? Why would you not want the heavens to shine down on you? Why would you not want to be celestially blessed? I don't know why. I don't know why you would try to deter that outcome. I can't look at another physical body and think that that physical body is greater than me. I cannot look at another physical body and think that that body is more privileged than me. I can't look at that body and think that that body has more potential than me. I can't look at that body and think that that body is privileged to anything that I am not. Now, I used to think that, well, the greater access you have and the more connections that you have to different people, that's how, the world opens up to you. That's a lie. That's the lie that they want you to live under so that you never enact your power, your ability to be strong. Don't adhere to that message. Let that go. That shit came in one ear, let it go out the other and let it keep moving as fast as possible. There are so many things that I just never came to grips with. Like in the Bible when it tells that women are unclean and all this other shit. Well, what the fuck? And then you find out that King James wrote the Bible. Or had it written. And then you find out that King James never married. That he was fag. So now it's like, oh, well, how in the fuck am I gonna let this fucking woman-hating, fucking dick-loving faggot fucking judge me? No. That's not happening. So there are a great many things that are really getting by us because we're not seeking out information. We just think that, oh, well, I got my man, and I can fuck, and I'm grown, and I can go out and drink, and I can show my booty off, and I'm gonna go be cute, I'm gonna be sexy, I'm gonna make some money, I'm gonna have some good money, and yeah, I'm gonna be living this American dream. I don't want to be judged harshly by the court system, because that's what the word American means. Judged harshly by the court system. Mercilessly. That's where mer comes from. America. Because you've been unmercifully judged by the court system. That is the definition of American. If you have not put your birth certificate into the county clerk on the register, you are American because you are being judged harshly by the court system. When you put your birth certificate on the federal record and you are being properly recognized, you cannot be judged by the court system. They are not allowed to interfere with you. But if you prove yourself to be incompetent and out in the world and you are doing dumbness and trying to interact and they come across you and you have been dependent upon somebody else's ability to verbalize for you what you are hoping are going to be the protections for you, you will be in a world of hurt. So I can't just keep repeating the same stuff like I said. I really wish all of you, like, well, I hope that you are seeking the information and not just authors and teachers, but you are actually looking at the words and pulling them into your mind and deciphering their meanings. I really hope that you are doing that. Because outside of that, there really is no protection for you. And please stop telling people that you're black. When you say I'm black, you're saying, hey, I'm a criminal. I'm out here outside of the law. I know I'm outside of the law. I don't care. I like being outside of the law. I am inside of the universal law. There are a few things that I'm messing up because I am still trying to wean myself off of this American bullshit. This black bullshit, this white bullshit, this oppressive bullshit, this slave mentality, because it's only a mentality, it's never been an actuality. Shit, they got Oprah out here fucking writing all these goddamn stories and fucking directing all these goddamn stories and shit, telling Beloved and all this other shit and how she killed her babies. They want you to kill your babies. They want you to murder your children so that you don't have help or a future, so that there is no presence of you on the earth. And if you feel so crappy about yourself that you feel like you don't have a right to be here, that's sad. You've been listening to the wrong things. You are feeding the wrong beast. Help yourself. All right, ladies, I have been talking for almost an hour. I'm going to give it up now because I can't tell you more than I told you. And I would love to hear from some women. And not you IRS agents. Keep yourselves to yourself. Go back to your group. Stop trying to come out here and the rest of us. Y'all need to commune together because y'all not going to be here long. Go help yourselves. Ladies, I hope you reach out.